Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly review at Sean Rock. I am Sean Akina Torres, and of course, I'm joined on with.
And it's your boy Rock, Mike. How we doing, man? It's been a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months.
Don't be saying months now. You're gonna lose our audience. No, but it has been a couple. It has been a couple weeks. Nice. Into the summer shenanigans that we all had going on. Everyone had trips to make and events to attend, and hopefully you had a good end of the summer going into August.
Yeah, I would say this July was a rough month. I'm glad I got through it. Yeah, it was. If this was I don't know, Super Mario, I've lost like a couple lives in the month of July. So. But I made it.
I saw that movie. So, I saw that movie. So, hey, Mario, he perseveres. The whole thing, he perseveres.
He does. So. Everybody, listen, everybody, make sure you find yourself a Luigi in your life. And if you need to, get a Yoshi too, just in case. So.
Hey, you can't forget the princess. Now I gotta have the princess in there somewhere.
Anyways,
as you can tell, we are joined along with with a guest today. Special guest. Her name is Olya V. She is a singer-songwriter and entrepreneur. She also does some modeling and some speaking engagements. Olya, thank you for joining.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Now we said that right. I know beforehand we practiced the name thing, but
you did.
Was he good? 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
He's gonna critique me every time. This is what he does. It's what he does. I'm used to it now.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We've been. I feel like we've been trying to set this up for a while. And we do apologize on our end. It's when we get backed up or we get busy, it's just like I try to schedule this, and the tough part is just like you and just like us, most of us have full-time jobs or we're doing more than one thing at a time. So, but I'm glad we finally got to schedule this, and I'm excited. So, just for our listeners out there and viewers, just tell us a little bit about yourself and and what you're doing here and why you're so good at what you do. So.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. So as you can see here, I am a singer-songwriter and entrepreneur. I went to the University of Tampa and I got my master's as well as 2 undergrads there. My master's is in entrepreneurship. I did end up doing it honestly on accident. I'm a big advocate. Yeah, no, it's really funny because I was a big advocate on social media for mental health and abuse recovery, specifically from narcissistic abuse. And I was looking at an MBA. And when I was in the room and I was showing them my thing, I said, I want to start this campaign. I want to do all these social media content things. Somebody came in and said, you sound more like an entrepreneur than an MBA person. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Thank you.
Well, I didn't know what he meant. So I was like, what do you mean?
You want to work for me? That's how they get you. Wow, you're great at sales. You want to apply?
Come sell insurance for me.
No, and I also told him about singing and songwriting, and he explained to me how I should do the master's for a year instead of the 2-year MBA. I ended up taking a chance on it, and it was a good choice. I do have a couple businesses. I have one called Neuropolitan. It's the first business I ever started. It was website design, videography, photography, and I did custom songwriting and jingle writing in that as well. It's still a company I have today, but I would say I'm prioritizing more of my music as well as psychic mediumship, which is something that...
What is that?
Yeah, of course. So the psychic mediumship is something that I've been able to do since I was a kid. I was kind of scared of it though, so I avoided it for a while. And as I got older, I started realizing that I connected with that spirituality and the universe oneness kind of ideal. I kind of believe that all religions are right. That's kind of my belief system.
Right.
And you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. But for me, I think that everyone is right in their own way.
Right. It's all the same thing. It's just like, well, this is, I agree with you, just like languages, right? Like it's hundreds and thousands of different languages, but we're all like under the umbrella of trying to communicate with each other. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's how religion is,
I agree.
100%. A lot of the same things are in a lot of the same religions. So. No, what? Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. No, a lot of the same things are in a lot of the same religions. You have a God, you have normally you have a sacrificial person. That's most religions.
Me?
Somebody
has to go. Who wants to volunteer?
but I mean, that just seems to be the ongoing theme in all religions. So no, I can see your point there.
Right. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, no worries. And so with that, I joined like a development group for fun on Facebook. I was like, I used to be able to do this. I wonder if I still can, if it's even real. Like I didn't even know, right? And I ended up meeting somebody on there that ended up being a friend of mine now for the last 4 years, which is amazing. And at the time, she was like, hey, do you mind if we practice together? And I was like, sure, why not? And so we did, and I didn't even know her. And I did a reading on her. It was a mediumship reading. And her grandfather came through to me. And at the time, I just kind of was telling her what I saw. I didn't really believe myself. I just kind of was doing it, right? And I was like, oh yeah, it feels like a grandfather figure, and something about watching birds, and all of these details just came out, and it felt very easy and very like almost channeling in a way.
Yes.
And by the end, she was like, oh my goodness, my grandfather passed away 2 weeks ago. And that is exactly, we used to watch birds together. We used to do this and just all these very specific things. And I was like, I don't know if I can swear on here.
Right. Let it out.
Yeah, I can. I was like,
great.
Yeah. Oh my God. And so it was just, I don't know. I was really stunned. And she said, you should do this as a career. You're really good at it. And I was like, okay. So I practiced for a couple more years, and I was like, okay, I want to make sure.
What you said practice, like what does that involve? Like, what do you do to practice?
So practicing was doing free readings for people. So it would be, hey, I need you to fact check me. I would actually tell people, don't tell me anything about you. Or if they were a friend of mine, I would say, I'm going to try to read you. Don't tell me anything about what you did in the last month. And I would say, let me know what I was right about and what I was not correct about. And I was able to, get that information. Eventually I did it right enough times. I've had, I think, 3 to 5 total times I didn't get a good review doing this in the last 3 years that I've done it. And and the reason that I didn't was because I overthought the information.
So I mean, I know it'd be hard for some people to kind of understand, and that's just it is what it is. But what are you experiencing? Like from your point of view, is try to explain as best as possible. Like,
when it happens.
Are you seeing something? Are you hearing something? Are you, how does that work?
Yeah, of course. So, have you ever meditated before?
Yeah, yes. I've been slacking lately, but.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm trying to get back into it. But it's like I mean hardcore meditation, like you're doing shamanic meditation.
Okay.
Like you go way up, right? So I practice a lot of that, and it feels like being in that state of Zen. And then all of a sudden you're getting information. And for me, what I see, everyone's different. Some people hear auditorily. Some people are going to experience visuals. Some people will just have a knowing, it's called. For me, I have a few of them. I can see sometimes a spirit in the mind's eye, if you know what that is. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's not like they're right in front of me in real life like my dog, but they're there still. Yeah. It's like a dream.
No, I understand. It's like it's almost like I don't want to say like intuition, but it's just like
yeah. Man, I mostly want the people listening to understand, because I don't know if everyone will completely get what I just said.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But go ahead.
And then I will hear things sometimes too. Now, an interesting question a lot of people will ask me is, well, if I read someone that had parents that don't speak English, they'll say, well, can you understand my mom? She doesn't speak English. And I said, yes, I can. And they would ask me how. And if I speak some of the language, I do speak a couple languages. So if I do, they will speak to me in the language. If I do not, it will translate. Or I actually had an Italian person once come through to me and show me pictures instead of talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And they will show me something that says, I don't speak English. This is the language I speak. And this is the area of the world that I'm from.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that ever I mean, like you said, you've kind of had these abilities since you were a child, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I guess would it ever like, did it freak you out the first time, or you were just like, oh, maybe I'm losing my mind type deal?
So how was
Yeah.
that first time?
Definitely first time.
Oh man, I don't know the first time it happened, but I do know that when I was a kid, I don't know if it was mind's eye. I feel like I actually saw spirits like in the real world when I was a kid, and it was
Okay.
scary.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like I was a child, so obviously I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's like there's a monster in my closet.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh.
And go ahead.
Oh no, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I also had a lot of other things going on as well. I don't know if we'll get into that or not, but I basically had my own set of childhood stuff going on, which is why I ended up in abuse recovery and mental health help and things like that. So on top of that was a lot. So I just blocked it out for a really long time. And then the first time as an adult that I did it was with my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious. I feel like I kind of want to. I mean, obviously we can do it now, or while we're doing the show here. But I was always curious. I'm always down to try new things, and
Yeah, I mean, I would be open for another show when I'm more prepared. I would love to do it live on air if you want. That'd be cool.
Okay. I mean, that could be interesting. We might make that happen.
Your parents are not actually your parents. I'd be like, I knew it.
Yeah, don't tell me your life story. Leave it out. I mean, even if you did, though, I'm starting, and obviously we can always improve. So,
right.
Even though I've gotten so many good reviews now on my mediumship website, I'm working on getting more details like names. I am not that good at getting names out of people. So what I've been doing lately is I will try it anyway and say, hey, I'm working on this. Can you just fact check if I got this right or not?
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing though.
The fact check thing, the fact check thing that you're doing, a lot of other prayer mediums that were famous, they don't really do that. So the fact that did you decide to do the whole fact check thing just so you could prove it to yourself, or just so you could prove it to other people that you are, you're bringing truth to it?
Something that is really important to me in everything that I do is being genuine and making sure I'm not lying to people about who I am. I want to be as honest as possible. I don't want to scam people. I don't want to, I don't respect people who do those things. Right.
Yeah.
So me coming, and I'm very scientific as well. I have a neuropsychology degree. So coming in from that and being like, mediumship? Are you sure about that? It was a little bit of proving to myself that I could do it, but ultimately it was prove to myself that I can actually help people with this, so that when I am helping them, I know that it's a genuine help and not just something that I think I can do, like deduction, right? Because I can read people already very well, but this is another level of reading people that I have not done as much prior.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do a lot. Like how do you make time? Where do you find time for basically all these avenues?
Well, I'm lucky enough. Well, I shouldn't say lucky. I work really hard. So I don't have a 9-to-5. My job is my entrepreneurship. And so just yesterday, I was creating my goal sheet for the rest of the year. Like I go crazy. This is how many podcasts I want to do. This is how many music shows I want to do. I already got booked for 3 festivals this year. Like
nice.
I am. Yeah. Mediumship events. I did one of them. I want to book once a month, the rest of them. Right. So I plan things out pretty intensely, but I also leave wiggle room because things can change.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then I just prioritize based on the day. So today I had a podcast. I had to post to social media. I have to plan some TikToks from a music page. I'm doing a strategy for that. So I have to make some more of those when I'm done here.
Yeah. Trust me. I know the struggle.
Oh, yes.
This.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just prioritizing my time for what I have. And then I have clients for Neuropolitan. So when is our next meeting? How long do I have to finish the website part that we're on? Right. And then I just prioritize based on that.
Man, okay. If I feel like if I looked in a dictionary and I looked up independent woman, like your face would be on there. Like, I mean, you got to have like a Beyonce type theme song anytime you turn your computer on or something like that. Oh, the woman.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, is this just you, or do you have help from like a team or another person or anything?
I have recently realized that having a team for music stuff might be very helpful. Not just yet, but soon, especially for creating the music videos that I want to make and the campaigns. I try to partner with people, right?
Okay.
But generally, how I work is I work on my own while networking. So, for example, I reached out to you guys. I would not be where I'm at without reaching out to people like you to help me get where I want to go. And so, whenever people are like, "Oh, you're doing it all yourself," not really, because
Right.
like I have clients that I ask for reviews. I get reviews from them. That helps me do better. I don't have to sell mediumship because all I have to do is say, look at my website. I got
Right.
reviews. People
It
explain
sells
the
itself.
experience. Yeah. And if they want to do it, they do it. And most of the time they do. So
Yeah, that's good. We've learned, that by doing this podcast and the show, that a lot of our education hasn't just come from school, but we've learned a lot from some of our past guests to help make the show to a better, more consistent show. So no, we definitely understand that, and I mean, networking is truly the way to go. Speaking of networking, though, kind of want to change tunes here a little bit. We'll talk a little about your singing, because you've already have done some singing engagements, so obviously you had a network to get those going. So tell us a little about that. How'd you get started in the singing?
Okay, so singing is something that I did when I was a very young kid as well. So I was told, for example, by my family that I used to sing in my crib. So that was like medium. Yeah, that was like mediumship.
Yeah, please.
Listen, Beyonce style. Perfect. But as I got older, I auditioned for American Idol at 15. I actually got on the show, but I wasn't able to go.
Oh man, what happened? Were you gonna go? That was the opportunity right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I went through a lot as a kid, and I don't talk to my family anymore. Which is okay. We all have a different story in our life, right? And sometimes that story means that we go a different path than what's normal in society, and that's okay.
Right.
But anyway, I don't think I would have been ready for that at 15. I needed to develop a lot more. Whereas now I feel like I'm ready to be doing festivals, to talk about my music more outwardly, to market myself how I deserve to be marketed. But I used to do shows at school. I did talent shows. I did open mic nights. People would hear me sing and they'd say, "Oh, we want to hire you." It's very, yeah. And then recently,
no one's ever said that about me. So that's why I'm laughing. Like, damn.
And they won't trust me, but they won't trust me, partner. It's not gonna happen.
Let's hear it. Let's do some karaoke nights.
No, I'm the guy in the back going, woohoo, and that's about all I'm gonna do.
I'm hearing some great dancers and backup singers. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got rhythm, just don't got a voice. There you go.
We all got something.
So, what do you think is your most popular songs right now?
Honestly, I think so. Okay. I had a song called Justice that I released in April. And when I released it, it didn't sound how I wanted it to sound on Spotify. And I produce all my own music, and I've been learning to do that for years. And it just didn't sound right. And I was like, that's weird. And so I decided to go and just remaster it and remix it completely. And I actually just finished it. So I'm going to be able to put that out very soon.
As in today?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I always do that. Like when I mean today, like, yeah, it's coming out soon. And I tap my fingers and it's like, oh, guess what? Check that.
Well, I mean, I would have to send it through the distribution channel first anyways. So it wouldn't come out today, even if I sent it through them today. Yeah. But I'm probably going to take off the old Justice from Spotify today, because now I'm pretty happy. Okay. But people really love that song. I think it's partially because it's kind of a dance theme. Like I wanted to make something. It's actually kind of funny. I was messing around with new instruments that I had on my workstation piano, right? And there was one that it's called a super saw bass. It sounds like a club instrument. You'd hear like kind of vibes. Yeah. And I was kind of laughing about it. And I was joking with my boyfriend, being like, oh, it's so easy to write club music. Like all I have to do is go da 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 da. And I was like, wait, that's kind of sick. Hey, hold on. And so a whole song became.
Just continuous play. It's like an hour long. It's like, yo, where's that? Can't stop moving.
Yeah.
Hey, did someone actually not make this before? Oh, it's mine. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Nah, I mean, I like, you know, I'm not a big dancer, but yeah, you know, if that came on, I would be out there sweating pretty much.
No,
Nah.
and it's pretty funny. It's funny because the song, even though it has that bass line, I actually added cinematic orchestra and drums to it. So it's not just like a club song. I turned it into my own style as well. But it kind of was a vibe. And at the time, I was also already writing lyrics. The song itself is actually about getting survivors to band together and save the children from abusers. So we're literally getting together and putting abusers in jail. We're helping make the world a better place, is essentially what the song is about.
That's very cool.
Thank you. And
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that I connected the two and it worked out really well.
Do you some singers, songwriters, they develop a theme. They want to be more social, more justice type of singers. You know, they sing like Black Eyed Peas when it first came out. They were big and singing about social justice and that kind of deal. That was, even though they were party songs, their songs all kind of centered around that. Some people come out and they just want to do party songs. Is there a certain genre you're trying to do, or is this whatever sounds the best?
I mean, a lot of times it's just what I'm feeling in the moment. So I recently learned about Tyler, the Creator. I'm obsessed with him. Okay,
that's my son's favorite. That's my son's favorite.
He's awesome. And what I love about him is he doesn't try to stick just to one thing. He changes his voice. He changes what he's doing in almost all of his songs. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know we were allowed to do that. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rules. I don't think there's any like. I mean, yeah, there's different genres and whatnot, and I think people most try to like stick to a certain game plan. But at the end of the day, it's really no like specific rules to follow. You can anything with a melody and a message and words and has a time limit that's music.
Yeah. I mean, since the golden years of music, I mean, no one else is monolithic anymore. Now everyone sounds completely different and brings their own thing, you know. Because I mean, no one wants to hear the same thing. I mean, we've heard the Temptations. I don't want to hear the Temptations 5 times over repeated people. I'm good. We've done that. Move on to somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like for me though, and I wouldn't say my music goes across a bunch of different genres. I try to stick to sounding. I want to be on the top charts. Like my goal is to go pro with singing and songwriting, and I write music with that in mind. I love to storytell in my songs. I have a lot of piano ballads that I don't always release. For a long time, I thought people would be bored by them, so I didn't. Now I realize that's not true. One of my top songs on Spotify is called "Things That Don't Work Out." Literally a live recording on my cell phone of me doing a piano ballad. And I was like, really?
Trust me, it's so funny you say that. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not big, but you know, I'm like a hip hop guy. I mean, I was in school in early 2000s to, you know, 2010, 2011. And, you know, it's funny. Like I've watched a lot of interviews with, you know, successful artists, and they all kind of say the same thing, right? Like with their hit songs, it's always like, I didn't even like that song. I don't know how it even, you know, it's always a song, the song that they would regard as their weakest or least favorite usually tends to be the one that is, you know, is the most popular, which is kind of crazy, you know? So it gets me thinking, you know, do you, as a musician or as an artist, like, you know, would you have to have an album with with at least a couple songs, I would assume. Do you always feel like you have to have something in there that you truly enjoyed and then some stuff that, you know, might get more attention? Because I've looked at track lists before and I'm like, why would they make this song? And then there's certain track lists where I'm just like, wow, good thing they made that song, you know? And it's, do you go into like that, or you just kind of just go with how you feel?
So, yeah, I would say it's more how I feel, because I write all of my music based on life experiences. You know, Justice is from life experiences. I write love songs. Like, I don't put all of those out, but I like to write love songs. I have a song called "We Could Have Peace" that, I got asked to audition for Eurovision earlier this year. I don't know if you know what Eurovision is.
I feel like I've heard that name plenty of times before.
Yeah, so America's not allowed to participate, which is why a lot of people won't know what it is, and that's okay. It's something in Europe. It was created to create peace after World War II, I believe. It's super cool, and it's a song competition where
Wait,
all of the
Americans can't participate after.
I don't. No. It's not. It's not that. It's not that. No. So the song. It was created in Europe, and it's for the Europe. It was for European countries.
Gotcha.
That's why, and we're not a European country. Yeah.
Thing American Got Talent, but
It's the things we get.
Before they started letting foreigners, America's Got Talent.
I got you. No, I understand.
We made an American song contest. We copied them. It's really funny.
Yeah.
So you get you said you get invited to Eurovision?
I did. I got invited to audition for San Marino. It's a small country within Italy, and that was a complete honor. But for that, because performing at Eurovision would be one of the ultimate things, because I get to perform a song for the whole world, not the whole world, but a lot of different cultures. And I love connecting people. Just like you said earlier, language is such a connective thing, no matter what you speak. And I believe music is the same way.
Right.
So I wrote a song specifically for Eurovision called We Could Have Peace, and it's half in Ukrainian and half in English. And yeah.
Was that difficult to do?
I speak more Russian than I do Ukrainian. So yeah, I was born in Russia. I found out recently that I'm actually Ukrainian and Georgian. So that was interesting.
Did you do the what do you call it? The 23andMe or?
I've done all of the tests probably.
Okay. I've done I did it too.
That's cool.
My girl, I don't know if she's here or not. I keep hearing people like out and about. She's done the 23andMe, and she has a sister that's Russian that they adopted actually from Russia. And it's just funny because like you guys have like similar like I don't know, like a similar upbringing pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, not similar upbringing, but just I noticed some similarities. But yeah, continue. So you speak Russian. Obviously you speak English. What other language, by the way?
I don't speak English. This is actually AI. I don't know what you guys are doing.
It could be. These days, I'm not even reading right now.
I know. This is GPT. Did you know?
I know. It's right here on the computer. You don't see it. Oh, man. But no, I wrote the song, and it's basically talking to the whole world. My goal with it was you know how there's always that one song or one movie that can make almost the whole world stop for a sec and be like, oh, we should love each other and understand one another. That's the goal for that song. They didn't pick me. There was a lot of talented singers there. So it didn't bother me that much. I think in the moment it did, but now it's kind of like, I got to have the experience.
I was going to say, like, experience. I mean, there are people who dream about even like getting an email reply from,
you got it.
Yeah, it was really cool. And there was like a round one audition, and that's what I did the round one, and that's when they were like, hey, come to the country. And I was like, what?
Like, you guys supplying the plane tickets? Like,
no, they didn't. I had to do a GoFundMe to get there.
Oh man. That's what's tough, man. It's just like,
here's the catch. Some
of these competitions and events are perfect opportunities to really excel. But then it's just like, all right, where am I going to scrape together thousands of dollars just to even go? It's like, I mean, I'm sure like these people that put these events together have to like consider that, like, hey, are you getting the top talent, or are you getting the top talent that can afford to come?
So here's the thing.
That's always
No, go ahead. You good?
No,
sorry.
No, go right ahead.
No, so here's the thing about the situation, though. They weren't expecting an American to go. I'm pretty sure I was the only American there. So everyone else was from that general area. I stood out very, very easily. Only when I said I was the American, though. What was very interesting and actually kind of a cool experience. So the part of the reason I changed my name back to my birth name was because, my parents named me Megan to Americanize me a little more, They said, oh, we don't want you to get bullied. But I still was, because I look ethnic, and people would say, what are you? Your nose is big. Why does your nose look like that? You're this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I still look like I'm not from here. So I think I'm just going to go with my actual name.
Yeah.
But when I was in San Marino, a lot of Ukrainian refugees were there, and they just spoke to me in Ukrainian. They didn't even speak to me in English, or people would just speak to me in Italian. They thought I lived there. And I was like, that's cool.
Isn't that great, right? It's like,
yeah,
you can grow up in one country and like have a total different outlook on how things are. But then you can, finally take a trip to, see the world, and you're like, oh my God, like this is the complete opposite of what I thought, So for those youngins out there, if you can travel, like just
Travel, guys.
just go, get your passport,
and try to learn some language, so that way you can at least get some.
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
a lost cause.
That's the best part is.
After 30, I just kind of forgot how to learn new languages.
Duolingo, it's fun. The bird harasses you, but it's good.
What is it? Duolingo.
Yeah, that's. Mm-hmm.
Was it? Is it an app or something?
Yeah, it's an app, and it's a good starter. It's like a starter pack for languages, but I like it. I've been using it to learn Italian because I'm looking and hoping to go back to San Marino this upcoming year to audition again. Okay. The energy was so good there. I felt like it reminded me why I wanted to be a musician so much.
I gotta write that down. Duolingo. I mean, do they have because
it's free.
I'm half Eritrean, and I don't think they got that language on Duolingo.
What's it called again?
It's called I can't even say it without almost biting my tongue off. Tigrinya is the language.
Tigrinya. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's hard to. My dad speak. I mean, I grew up around it, so I should know better. But it's just my mom is also from here, from the United States. So it's I'm in two different cultures. Didn't have really time, and now I'm like, man, maybe I should just, as a.
What country is that? Is that from?
Eritrea? It's East Africa, Far East.
Wow, that's so cool.
Next to I think on the right hand side of Ethiopia.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to picture, but
no, I see what you're saying because because of my adoption background, and I do a lot on TikTok. I ended up helping other adoptees and other people find their DNA backgrounds, and I had to do a big one for African people because they would be like, "Hey, I'm from Africa." But I don't know the whole thing. Okay. Or they were like, I'm an African American. How would you suggest I look at my roots in Africa? And I'd be like, okay, let me dig into it for you. And so I did a lot of that. So when you tell me countries and where they're at, I know where they're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Duolingo. I got it. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be speaking fluent Tigrinya pretty much.
I don't know.
No.
They won't have. Duolingo is starting to add more, like Swahili they have, right? So they have languages.
Man, I'll learn it.
Yeah. But you might want to look at Babbel possibly. I would just search online Tigrinya and then language learning or something like that.
I might just go, sacrifice 6 months of my life, move there and force myself to learn or die.
That's the game.
That can happen too. Starve to death. I didn't know the word for food. Yeah. And he starved to death.
Oh my goodness. You're reminding me of when I was in San Marino. And at the time I didn't know a whole lot of Italian, but I learned a lot by the time I left. Mm-hmm. And I was exploring the castle because you can go and walk up and down the castle of San Marino. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to find the towers because the person I stayed with said you need to see from the top of the castle towers. Go. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I see this room and I'm like, I don't know what tower is. And I'm trying to find it online, but I think it's different than the verbiage of it. Reading versus And I ended up accidentally going to a zip line. And I'm afraid of zip lines.
Well, so as soon as it worked out, I guess.
Oh wow.
And the guy was like, "Oh, are you ready for the zip line?" And I saw I was like, "Oh my, this isn't the towers." He's like, "No, this is the zip line." I'm like, "I'm good. I'm gonna go back over here."
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, okay. So you zip line to the tower? Okay, I get it." It's really confusing. You guys really need to fix this situation.
Any country you go to that doesn't speak English as its first language, that happens. Trust me.
Sometimes though, you gotta be careful though, because I feel like if you go to the wrong,
I was deployed and we had a little layover in Ireland. What'd you think? Oh, English as an English speaking country, which it is, but they will speak Irish to you and pretend like they don't know any English. It's messed up. You show up in a uniform, like, oh, I'm in the army. Oh, I have no idea what you're saying.
American colonizer, you are.
Yeah,
just kidding.
No, it's all good.
So,
but still, but they welcome with open arms though, and they generally feed you. Like, I don't know how to say feed you, and I love eating different foods from. Oh yeah, I love eating the food, different ethnicities. Oh, it's great, man. That's the biggest way to learn. If you sit down and eat, break bread with them.
The food in San Marino was outstanding.
Listen. Hopefully, is Zero Vision always in San Marino?
No, it's not. So every year it's going to be in a different place. But what this was is the country's part of Europe, obviously. So they have to choose a person to represent them in the competition. And that's what it is.
Oh.
It's called Una Voce per San Marino.
Oh,
It's
man.
a TV show.
That's pretty. I gotta check that out. So
it's awesome.
You're also, like I said, you're singer and songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
That is very difficult, I feel like, to do. To be, I mean, I know Taylor Swift, right? She writes her songs.
I respect her a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how hard is it? I mean, obviously singing is, yes, it's a natural talent, but it still takes practice, just like anything else. But to also be able to write music is, I mean, I feel like one of the most undervalued things about music just in general, like what would you prefer if you had a choice, one or the other?
Being able to write or sing?
Yeah. Like what, I mean, like, would you rather just be the singer portion? Is that more important to you, or the actual songwriting portion?
That's a really hard question because to me, both. I do have natural talent for both. I can say that. But obviously I have to practice. Like I'm starting to practice like running and singing at the same time, stuff like that for stage performance. But I mean, the whole experience is something that I enjoy, like, and adding my vocals. My vocals are an instrument, so I like using the instrument. But I probably would say songwriter because I love creating like cinematic pieces that have meaning and can make you think about things, or they're just enjoyable. And, maybe you don't have to always think about it like Justice. You can listen to it and not listen to the words and still enjoy the song. But I love creating an experience for people. That is actually why I want to do this. I love creating an experience. And if I can do that with whatever I have, I am super happy. And you mentioned Taylor Swift. She does the same thing. She creates an experience.
An expensive experience.
I didn't go see her. I can't afford to.
Oh my goodness, that the traffic was ridiculous. My girl, when she was in town, I took her and some of her friends. I didn't take them. I dropped them.
Awesome.
No, I didn't go. No, I dropped them.
You went.
I'm sure it was a great time.
You went.
I have to admit. So two things. One thing, I heard one guy was her security guard there. He like didn't audition. He applied to be one, and he said that's how he got to see the show for free.
Hey, there you go.
That's great.
Hey, whatever you gotta use. I mean, heck, the Ed Sheeran concert was sold out. I ended up getting tickets to that, luckily. So I mean, I get it, and those are some expensive tickets though. But Taylor Swift, she takes the cake. I mean, her show comes to town. Like, everyone comes to town with her. I think
she was like, was that like a makeup tour, right, or something like that?
Yeah, because all the Ticketmaster had messed it up beforehand.
Oh yeah, So, there was some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, they said it was sold out, but it wasn't sold out. So she did one. She actually did a performance, but not a full one. The first time she came, so she came back, and this was the result,
the full one,
which was
yeah. And I was gonna say, like, part of the reason I didn't go as well is because I was like, oh, I don't like concerts anyway. It's not going to be that good, right? And then I saw a TikTok about her Reputation tour and how you could watch it, and I was like, holy crap, holy shit, like what? And it's amazing. I was like, this is almost worth the money because of how ham she goes. And I'm like, this is gold.
You try to like reason with yourself, like, nope. Nope, whatever. I've seen that before. Yeah, that's okay.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not wasting the money.
If the traffic wasn't so bad, I might go. I don't know. It might rain. It's Raymond James Stadium. No roof.
Oh my goodness. But I mean, it's goals. Like, I want to be somebody that creates experiences like that and then helps people with it. Like, I want to be able to give $100,000 bonuses to the people that work for me just because I can.
I read that. I mean, obviously, I don't know how true it is, but like, how many people are involved?
That's a lot of staff. Yeah, that's a lot of staff to give $100,000 to. Though. I mean, that's
I mean, like,
that made me go to work the next day and look at my boss like, yo, the things I do here.
Bonuses. She made, I think, over $1 billion with this Eras tour, though. So I mean, $100K for 30 drivers is still.
Oh my god!
Oh, so you're just counting drivers. I mean, you got backup dancers. I mean, you got the setup teams.
Still,
all that
though,
stuff.
if you're she I don't know. If you're making over $1 billion, she's also mega rich. Like, there's no way.
Right.
She could probably spend all of the money from this tour on the people she's with and still be fine because of the past.
Oh yeah.
I want to be.
100%.
I want to be in that position where I can just, have open a nonprofit and have someone else run it and pay them to do that to help other people. Open my wolf sanctuary. Like, I have a lot of little plans. Okay.
Oh, wait. Talk about, what is this wolf sanctuary?
Oh my gosh.
You gotta breeze past that real quick. What is this?
Oh my gosh.
Wolf-
People are
wolves?
gonna
You
think
got
I'm
wolves?
crazy.
Yeah, we met this
No.
Russian. She got a whole bunch of wolves. that she's
Obviously.
sick on the public.
No, so I actually have a wolf dog puppy, and
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, I
I
have
don't-
one.
You do really?
No, I don't now. I used to have one though. Yeah.
Oh,
Back in
wow.
South Carolina. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
No,
cool.
her name was Angel. She was named Angel. She was a 90. I think it was like 92% wolf.
You had a high content in your
wolf.
house.
I don't think some wolves
Oh, yeah.
are like 92% wolf.
No,
How was
it's just
it?
the way they breed them. Oh
How
no, she was
was
great.
that?
She was great. She was very protective
Yeah.
over the house, anyone in the house. But no, she was very calm. I mean, as long as you kept her fed, but she was very calm. She knew her family. Outside the family, you don't mess with her, but her
Yeah.
family, she knew her family.
Yeah. So ours is low content. She's 20% wolf,
Oh, thank
possibly,
God.
Okay.
possibly more. But we don't. I'm pretty sure she's just 20. But anyway, I don't really condone the breeding of it. I think that it's
Mhm.
kind of because people abuse it a lot and they don't take care of them correctly, right?
Right.
So, and a lot of high contents and even mid contents need places to go outside, right? They need to be in a big pasture. And I would really love to open just a sanctuary for wolf dogs because I'm in the community here and there's not a lot of people. There's not enough people to care for the amount of breeding that is happening in the Tampa area.
Right. And there's also not enough
Yeah.
space. I noticed
No.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I live downtown and it's almost like people are just like, not necessarily just breeding random, dogs together, but it's just like, it's for the wrong reasons. I guess you would say that,
Yeah.
right?
There we
Like
go.
everybody wants a cute little a purse dog. I don't even know what you call these.
Miniature Doberman.
Yeah,
Come on, let's get a Doberman.
Well, they want something that's prone to
Fits in a purse.
health problems, health issues, or they want a big dog in a small place to take pictures, but not knowing that that dog needs like at least 2 acres to like run around and burn energy, and all these little things. And you have all these people that, I mean, they just honestly don't have the time and don't know how to take care of these certain animals, and you feel bad, man. I remember, I don't know if you guys have been to the Humane Society down here in Tampa, but
Yeah.
that place is constantly just packed with animals to where they can't even.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not enough space for all of them. It's just like majority of them are animals who were left by their owners because they couldn't take care of them. It's like, why? Like, it should be harder to get
Exactly.
a dog or animal than it is. It's so easy.
Well, I mean, so this whole week, though, I know that this month is Clear the Shelters here in Tampa and Manatee County. So they
What does
were
that
a
mean?
big thing of that. Clear the Shelters basically there's no fee for adoptions. So it's no fee
okay.
adoptions.
They do
What,
it
is
like
it
once
usually
a
a
year,
fee?
right?
Yes, they do it
Yeah.
once a year. Yeah. Well, actually, they normally do it once a year, but this year they seem to have done it twice a year. I don't know what the reason behind that is, but there's now that's the second one they've done. They did one at the beginning of December as well. So it's like, I guess they didn't get enough feedback or enough adoptions the first time around. I don't know, but that's what's going on this because I'm actually going to one next weekend. So
You're gonna get yourself a puppy.
yeah, I haven't had one in 8 years, so it's been a while.
It's probably for good reason. It's probably for good reason.
Yeah, I will say the wolf dog pup. Her name's Nyla. She is 5 months old, and she is.
Oh, you're in for a world. Oh yeah,
she's 5.
Oh, yeah.
How big so far?
She's right over here.
Probably about to your waist.
So I have no. Oh, I'm 5'8", so no. She's like probably a little past my knee right now. But I have a husky as well. Galena is the husky, and she's almost as big as her right now.
Wow, man, that's a lot of food.
Angel
That's some big shits.
Oh yeah, Angel at 7 months. She came up to my waist at 7 months.
I can see that. Yeah, she's got 2 months till then, so we'll see.
We have Capone.
And they grow
about
quick.
this big.
Aw.
Full grown. Well, not this big.
I like that you guys have animals. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Or like animals rather.
yeah. The reason why I had that one was because my last dog was Kane, and he got taken. So, well, not taken. He ran away, and I couldn't find him. So, you know,
ran away and made sure you could find him.
No, it wasn't him. No, it wasn't him. It was Halloween.
This wasn't the 90% wolf, was it?
A lot of kids. No, it was a boxer.
Yeah, I feel like the wolf would have ran away back to like his wolf pack. You know what I mean? Like, this guy tried to make me a house dog.
No, Angel had a good life because in my backyard I had a pond and a huge field and all that stuff. So she had a good life because this was South Carolina. There's nothing but land in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't think it's that it can't happen, but generally high content wolf dogs are afraid of people. They're not protective at all. And it's funny because no, they're not. They're terrified of people. And it's funny because Nyla being 20%, you would think she would love people, but she's like a high content wolf dog in that sense. She does not like people. Unless it's me or my boyfriend, she will run away from people. She's not aggressive. Wow. She will not protect us. She's like, I'm out of here. Bye.
Good luck. Good luck. Let me know what happens, or whatever. Just call me later.
Yeah, and so we're working on socializing her. She was really sick for the first, I want to say 12 or 13 weeks of her life, and we had to like nurse her at home, and it was a lot. And I work from home, so I can have these dogs and still do my work because I do a lot of stuff from here, right?
Right.
But yeah, so she was a little late in getting that socialization, but we're trying to get her up to speed on that. Hopefully we can get her to a good enough spot where, going to run clubs, she can at least be behind the crowd maybe with us. Right. She never hurts anyone. Like
it's tough though,
They can tear those nylon straps, by the way, just a future reference. Yeah, they can tear those.
Oh, the nylon. I think it was like the
Oh, yeah. No, so I learned that when I got her a what's called Easy Lead, one of the ones where you wrap around them. She chewed it when she was 12 weeks old. She chewed it, and I was like, she's good now.
Yeah. I end up having to use an actual chain, not those little chain link. No, an actual chain.
Okay. Now I see why.
No, she pulled it. No,
like warriors.
That was nothing to her. Nothing.
Listen,
to her, trust me.
This puppy chewed her crate apart. Her crate was metal. That's what I'm saying. It was metal, and she got out of it and actually tore part of the things off. And I was like, I'm impressed.
You need to understand. I'm trying to have you understand, Sarah. These dogs are beasts.
You guys sold me on not getting another dog. That's what you guys just did.
Just don't get a wolf dog. You'll be okay.
This is
a good baby. She's sleeping over here.
He turns into like a man at night sometimes. I don't know. It's a lot of urban legends about.
They do howl. They do howl at the moon. They do howl at the moon. I will not that part. And it's like, go to sleep. It's time to go to sleep. Before we go, because I want to because we don't have so much time with you. What's your next not competition, but your next performance coming up?
Yeah, so in August I have 2. I actually have an art display that I'm going to be performing at. I'd have to look at the address, but that's going to be on August. Let me actually look because I have a lot of stuff scheduled, so I apologize.
Yeah, you must be hella organized because
I have to be. Yeah.
I just recently, not recently, in the past maybe like 5 years, have started like using an actual like planner and for scheduling. Like, right, I have like Google Calendar and all that other the digital planners, but I'm a big advocate of like writing stuff down. I tend to remember a lot better, or it's just like it's just a habit, I guess. But like I can imagine. I've looked at me doing even having like 2 or 3 jobs. It's a pain in the ass, but you doing a whole bunch of things that you are doing is just like kudos to that, because my head would explode pretty much.
I feel like I get bored easily, so as long as I prioritize things, it helps me stay interested in what I'm doing. I don't know.
Okay.
But I will say, if once music gets bigger, that is going to be priority for me.
Okay. I was going to ask you that. Like, what? If one kind of advances over the next, like, what are you going to choose? Okay, so music is still one. I did have go ahead, Sean.
But you were saying your next performance?
Yes. So I have 2 in August. This is going to be August 13th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And they can see it on my Instagram. It's Olya V Music. So OLYA V Music. And then the other one is called the Party of the Year. This one you have to buy tickets for.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's local shops. One is celebrating their 15th year anniversary, which is amazing. Okay. Super great for them. And it's going to be at the Floridian Social. So.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I've been there.
I might have to check these out. Listen. I'll be honest with you. I'm the type of guy that says we might have to check these out, and I actually show up. You know, some people say like, "Oh, wow, that sounds interesting. I might go," and they, you say that just to say it, and knowing they're not gonna go. I'm like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. I might go," and then my head is like, "Sorry, don't forget to plan that trip to go on that date," and then I write it down. You see how it all? It's one big circle. It all comes out. I write it down and I show up.
I love it.
And you're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you came!" Like, well, I said I was gonna go.
So for that particular one, I'm singing only for the VIPs. There's another performer doing the main performance. It's okay. I found out about it too late, and they said they would have hired me for the main one if they hadn't, like, it wasn't too late. And I got lucky enough that they were like, you know what, we're just going to make a spot for you for the VIPs and you'll perform for them. And I'm like, thanks.
Hey,
listen,
you're a very important person too, apparently. So there you go.
Yeah, listen, who's the main performer?
Gloria. I tagged her. Hold on. I apologize.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Yeah.
Gloria West Music is her Instagram. Gloria West.
Well, do you want to be the main performer? Because my nickname used to be Tanya Harding. So if you can read between the lines on that one, I can make it happen. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I would love to perform at more shows and stuff. Yeah, that's my goal. I want to do as many as I can this year.
And Gloria West Music, just in case you do get injured, just don't. It's here to rock the mic.
You caught that reference, right? Like from
at the weekly review
from the what was it? The ice skating thing?
Yeah. Okay. I think I know. I recognize that I knew what you were talking about, but my brain was trying to remember where it was from. I was like, I know it's funny, and
that's
I don't know why.
You have nothing. We'll handle this. You have nothing to worry about.
We'll handle it. We gotta have a new. We have to have new references these days now.
Wait, say the reference again. I'll laugh, and you can cut it and make me laugh.
Okay. Tanya Harding. Here, I'll edit that.
You're so funny, sir.
And cut. There we go. All right, we're gonna go ahead, timestamp that right there. 5306. Okay.
Now he's gonna make that the laugh track, not just for this show, but for other shows. Like, no one's laughing. Now you're gonna laugh.
Gotta make at least 3 reels. Listen, every show I gotta make at least 3 reels. Okay, so
I got you.
Oh man. So I did have I did want to touch on something real quick. So I was reading kind of like, Sean was sending me information, even though, like I said, I've been kind of busy these past couple of weeks, but big advocate for mental health, right? So I brought that up because, I think my girl's here. I don't know. She's probably listening with her ear on the door, something like that, but she's a mental health therapist herself. And, and as a man, and me and Sean have had this conversation, like, are you, I'm sure you are optimistic about the direction, or at least the awareness that that mental health is receiving. I guess, like, where do you stand as far as like the whole, I don't know, how do I say this? It's a struggle for men is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Right. I feel like, do you think, like, what's your opinions on that? Like, because me personally, I don't got a therapist. I don't know if Sean has a therapist. He probably needs one, to be honest with you. But
I have one.
Okay.
So I'm all for mental health. Plain and simple.
Yeah. No, same. So I do advocate for men and women with mental health. First of all, I want to put that out there. Do you have a specific question around men's mental health for me, or is it more of a general? What are my thoughts?
Just general.
I think it's general.
What are your thoughts on it? Yes, it's general.
So, I guess this kind of goes with my upbringing. So, the person who, I guess, my abuser, I don't want to like label myself as that with the person with that, but that was a man, right? And instead of growing up and being like, oh, all men are terrible, like they're whatever, I've had a lot of bad experiences with men. I've realized that the reason that a lot of times that happens is because there's not enough support for men with mental health. You guys are taught to be a certain way. Women are too. Like, I think it goes both ways. So when people fight about it, I'm like, guys, you're both kind of right. Can you just chill?
Right.
Yeah. But in terms of men, I really feel like you guys haven't been taught how to feel emotions and that it's safe to do that. I think we're still I haven't seen the Barbie movie, but there's, I guess, a
me
song
either.
called I'm Just Ken, and people are talking about it. And it's kind of talking about this, how men are forced to be a certain way and be kind of this rock that doesn't have feelings and doesn't do this. And I kind of think that that's dumb. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be yourself. Like, if you want to be masculine, be masculine. If you don't, then don't. Cool. But you should still feel safe enough to express yourself. And I think that that's something that harms men a lot. I think that's why your suicide rate is higher. Right?
Is it? I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe.
The rate for suicide
yeah.
for men is higher.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Uh-huh. And I do believe it has a lot to do with that. And also, you're not taught to be together as a society. Women go together more. We're talking with each other more. When men hang out, generally, I'm not saying all the time, you guys are doing actions. You're not talking about your feelings. You're
Right.
talking about lighthearted things. And that's awesome. But I feel like it comes to a detriment a little bit for guys. And again, it's a very big conversation. A lot of people have opinions on it, but that's just where I sit with it.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that, because now I'm gonna use that, and then when someone asks me, I'm like, hey, this is how I feel. Boom. Thank you. That was good. Go ahead, Sean. What were you saying?
All right. Before we jump into Florida,
What the Florida?
since we're speaking about your speaking engagement, what is the most important part about your speaking engagement that you find fulfilling? I guess
About singing or doing speaking engagements?
your speaking engagements.
Got it. So when I'm doing speaking engagements, I'm telling my story.
Mhm.
And the reason I feel compelled to tell it is because I guess I'm trying to make it valuable in some way. Like, I've been through a lot of things, and I want to be able to provide value to children or people growing up or adults that maybe don't know how to handle something similar. There's more people than you realize that had to leave their families because of those situations, or more people than you realize, men and women as well. This is not just one, who experienced the things that I did. And I just want to create a safe space for those people so that they can also see somebody like me and say, oh, she went through that and she's okay. Maybe I can also do the same thing. So it's being able to provide that inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. That's my last question. You have anything else before we jump into Florida?
Me? Not personally. I mean, like I said, I'm time stamping recording. I got all the info I need.
He knows where it's at. He's got it.
knows where it's at.
Yeah. I think I'm good. Yeah. I think just make sure you check out my Instagram, guys. Olya V Music.
Is it like, all right? This is my last thing.
Go ahead.
It must be difficult because I'm not a big social media person, but how annoying is it? Because it is for me having to manage all those different profiles, right? You got to check out the Instagram, you got TikTok, you got, oh my God, what's the new one?
We've got
Facebook,
Twitter, we've got
Twitter,
Twitch,
all that. All that. How do you, I know you organize well, but like, what's the number one platform that, I guess you would use the most, right? Is it with you? Is it Instagram? Like for us, I guess it would be Facebook or YouTube. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Right now, so okay, the answer, how do I handle it all? I pick only certain platforms. So I have a YouTube channel that I have to upload more to. I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have TikTok. Some of them I just put on there just so you know I exist, because you should. That's how it goes. Right? I'm still here.
Yeah.
Threads is another one that I'm on now.
I haven't even used it at all. What is it? I know what it is, but like, how do you like it?
It's kind of like it's kind of like Twitter X, that whole thing.
X, I know, right?
Yeah. Except it's different in that you don't follow people. Well, you do. I think it's like automatic. It's kind of, I don't know if it's AI based or what. You can't delete things that you post.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very simple though. I do like that it's very simple and it's not hard to do. You just put something out there and it does the rest for you. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna give it a few more months before I decide
that's okay. That's okay.
I heard you can't delete, like if you try to delete it, the app, like it also deletes your Instagram.
I haven't tried to delete it, so yeah.
You can't delete it once you make that switch.
Interesting.
Yeah, that might be a maybe a holdback point, selling point. No,
you don't have to do it. Just as an artist, I know that I need to be on top of my game with all of the most recent things coming out. I would say my main ones are TikTok and Instagram right now, but I do keep up with Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram very commonly.
Okay, so okay, TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when when we get this edited and posted, like I know like what social media hit hardest and the most, and put up top, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you ready for? Oh well, you never played this game before, have you?
I have
So I'll let Sean explain. Go ahead.
Okay. Like I said at the beginning of the show, but
how long have you been? How long have you been in Tampa?
Ooh, since 2014 or 15, so quite a while.
Okay, so you're seasoned, so there's no excuses then. That's all that matters.
It's all right. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Do it, baby.
All right, so the audience knows, and so that of course you know as well. So I'm going to read 3 different Florida stories. You're going to tell us what happened in North Florida, Middle Florida, South Florida. All you got to do is tell me where these stories happen. Now, don't get tripped up because all these stories can also happen in the same area. I'm going to read all 3 stories before you make your first guess, so you have a chance to think about it and marinate a little bit. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump in with Florida. All right. So
I was singing the whole time. My bad. Go ahead.
You're singing the whole time. Of course you were. Now, all right. So this is what the Florida, and the first story, most people probably heard, but still going to talk about it. So here's the first Florida story. Florida man went to extreme measures to survive being lost at sea for nearly 2 days. Here's the Florida story. Florida man Charles Gregory headed out for an early morning fishing trip Friday off the coast of Florida.
First of all, Sean, this is exactly why I don't go fishing or go on boats.
He was in a John boat. You don't go fishing in the ocean in a John boat. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of the story. Something he done many times before. Charles Gray done many times. But the tide rose quicker than he thought. Then a wave hit his 12-foot John boat, by the way, in the ocean.
What is a John boat?
I'm about to tell you, it's a lightweight, flat bottom vessel made out of aluminum or metal.
Just shut up.
Should not be in the ocean whatsoever. Just saying. And knocked him into the water. He managed to get back on board, but was quickly taken out to sea. For nearly 2 days, the 25-year-old struggled to stay alive under the brutal Florida sun as he clung to a partially submerged boat. Suffering jellyfish stings and biting sharks, his father, Raymond Gregory, told CNN. He was scared to death, Raymond said. He said he's had more conversations with God in that 30 hours than he did his entire life. Boat crews pulled Charles from the ocean Saturday morning after an air crew spotted him about 12 miles offshore.
From the ocean.
The U.S. Coast Guard said in a news release. Footage released by the Coast Guard shows the dramatic rescue and Charles seated in the inundated boat, his boat dipping beneath the surface of the water. That's first Florida story.
Okay. So boatman goes fishing in basically
in a John boat.
It basically, I don't know what a John boat is, but it just sounds like something you shouldn't.
A kayak will work better in the ocean than a John boat. Let's just put it that way. You're not taking a John boat into the ocean. Right? That's just not. That's made for a pond.
All right. I got to feel that.
Second Florida story. Florida mom used her kids to shoplift at a local store. Florida mom used her 3 children, one of whom has autism, to steal merchandise.
Oh, come on.
I heard that one.
Yeah.
You heard of it?
Yeah.
I think so.
A Florida woman was arrested after using her 3 children
to
steal merchandise from a local Walmart. Katrina Latoya Singleton, 37, is facing charges of child neglect without bodily harm, causing a child to commit an act of delinquency through intimidation,
That's not funny,
petty theft, and breaking and entering. If it's not funny, we wouldn't be reading it. According to deputies, Singleton took her 3 children to go into a Walmart in Florida to steal merchandise. Surveillance footage shows Singleton directing her kids to steal merchandise in shopping carts from the men's, women's, and children's apparel sections. Deputies said her 10-year-old child who has autism was heading out with the shopping cart when they stopped her at the door. Deputies said a few minutes later, her other child came out of the store and told them their mother, Singleton, was in the store. The child then called their mom to tell her to go outside as they were with deputies. Instead of going to where her children were, Singleton exited at the opposite entrance and left her children at the store. Yeah, what a mom right there.
Classy.
That's a mom for you.
Listen, if we get caught, you guys are on your own. Like, okay, mom.
Yeah, seriously.
Get out of here. No.
Final Florida story. Florida man throws barbecue grill at deputies, strikes cars with a tire iron in road rage fit. Yeah, because that's always going to end up well for you.
Was he barbecuing on the highway?
Must have been. Yeah, and he had a brand new.
That would be a great idea. Listen, if you were just in traffic and it was just a guy on the shoulder with just a making barbecue, you can just get out, just give him a little bit of money, get your food, and get back in traffic. That'd be great.
There you go.
Barbecue pit stop.
5 o'clock here in Tampa. You can make a killing. A Florida man is behind bars after a road rage fit that included intentionally ramming into cars, striking them with a tire iron, and even throwing a barbecue at deputies. The sheriff's office said Tuesday. The incident occurred Tuesday morning here in Florida. Raymond Hoffman is in custody and faces several charges. I'm not gonna say where in Florida. Is in Florida. Nice try, buddy.
Here in Florida.
Nice try.
Raise glitch.
Hey, look, it happens. It happens sometimes.
Where'd you go? I can't see you.
Raymond Hoffman is in custody and faces several charges, including a resisting arrest, aggravated assault on law enforcement. Oh, buddy, you're going to jail, and other charges relating to his alleged road rage fit. Those are your 3 Florida stories.
You know what's funny? Aggravated assault to me when I was younger, I used to always picture it in my head. It's like just annoying assault for some reason. Like the cop was just like, you just shut up. You just, oh my God, this guy is just chirping in my ear. I'm booking him for aggravated assault. He's assaulting my eardrums and it's giving me a headache.
That's really funny.
All right. So since you are our guest, I will let you. Now I'm just letting you know, I don't lose often. Okay. And when I do lose, it's because I wanted to lose. All right. So since you're a guest, I will let you go. I will let you guess first. So what we do
don't
is
let him say.
We guess.
Don't let him say.
We guess. You guess, then I guess, then we go on to the next story. Then same process.
Cool. Today. All right. So the first one, I actually thought Fort Lauderdale.
South Florida. That's South.
I couldn't remember if it was mid or south. I could not remember. Yeah, but I thought Fort Lauderdale south.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I heard about the jellyfish, I knew when I visited Fort Lauderdale a while back, there was jellyfish everywhere. Man.
Oh man, see, I didn't know you visited Fort Lauderdale.
More so than Clearwater even. And I was like, okay, that sounds like it could be, and also it's pretty dangerous over there with the water. So
see, son, you didn't tell me I was going up against a scientist. Like, all right, now I really.
Hey.
How can I Jedi mind trick?
I might be wrong. Hey, a lot of Florida has those things.
That was a believable reason though. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say it happened like maybe. Damn it! I want to say same area, but I like to be different, so I'm gonna say like Clearwater-ish. So Central Florida, I guess.
That was one of my second possibilities. So
okay, so we have a Central and a South Florida, Central Florida. And you both are incorrect. This happened off of St. Augustine, North
really?
Florida.
Oh, wow. I've been there too. That is unexpected. Wow. Okay.
See, people, you can't always trust scientists. You see what I'm saying?
I know. We're wrong sometimes, guys. Newsflash.
All right. 2 was the lady with the kid.
All right. So the next story, the Florida mom who used her kids to shoplift. She's winning Mom of the Year, buddy. Mom of the Year right here.
Mom of the Year.
Just because I remember hearing about it, I thought it was Tampa, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I just thought I heard about this one.
So you're saying Central Florida?
Central Florida. Yeah.
I think, I hate to like pick the same places as, my competition, but I feel like stores like that always seem to be like in St. Pete or Pinellas or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Central as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Although you guys are very, very close, it's in Vera, Florida. But since it's below I-4, it is South Florida. It's in Cocoa Beach, though. It's in Cocoa Beach. So
okay.
Yeah,
we're
just below that line.
Yeah, even if it doesn't matter, we both got it wrong, but both got it right. Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
And roll the guy who's throwing the grills and ramming the cars with his brand new Tahoe, which is a
great business opportunity, by the way.
Listen, this one gave me like country people, which Central Florida has a lot of, and they're like out in like what's the place I'm thinking of? It starts with a B. It's out.
The boonies.
Kind of, yeah, in the area. Not that directly, but it sounds
That's
like
where
it's
Sean live. He
around.
live in the booties.
Because
I don't know no boonies. You just think
That
it's
doesn't
boonies because you live
feel-
in the city.
I did think for some reason Miami came up too, but I don't know
Miami?
if that's really a Miami thing.
Hey, doesn't matter. You got 33.3333% chance of getting this right.
Yeah,
It's whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
Central Florida. We're gonna go all the way with
Central?
Central Florida today.
Gun Central Florida. Okay, sure. Go Central
Oh
Florida.
man, all right. I'm gonna go.
Look,
Oh,
if
man.
you do South Florida and I do Central, one of us is more close to being right. Okay.
That is true. You know what?
Strategy.
I'm a gambler, man. I'm going South Florida. Final answer.
Strategy.
Okay, and with the last minute win, he gets it again. It happened in Brevard County Sheriff's Office, also in Cocoa Beach. So right below I-4. South Florida it is. South Florida it is.
It's gonna
You're
be a good
welcome.
day today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
okay.
Florida gods, for blessing me with such useless knowledge about this state.
You know where to avoid. Listen.
Yeah, I know where to avoid. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be opposite of a
Okay.
travel agent. Like, don't on travel
Yeah.
agent.
Don't go here. Yeah.
Well, Olya, I want to say thank you very much for coming on our show today. And before we sign off with you, tell the people again how to find you, where to follow you at, and all your contact info.
All the fun stuff. Yeah. So you guys can find me on Instagram at OLYAV Music. Music is just spelled MUSIC. That is also my Facebook, so you can find me there as well. My website, same thing, olyavmusic.com. And then TikTok, same thing as well. So I've tried to keep things really streamlined. If you want to, if you want to find me anywhere, just Olya V Music, and yeah.
Until you get like that one platform where you gotta be like, Olya V Music 012. You know, somebody took it.
Haven't happened yet, thankfully.
It's out there. Either that or you're gonna be like, oh, I forgot that password. I
know, right?
And then for mediumship as well, if anyone's interested in that, hopefully
I'm interested in that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would love to come on here and do that, or whatever you guys are interested in.
I'm coming in person. I want you.
Okay, let's do it.
I got a lot going on in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, we can film. Hey, we can film it in person. I'm just saying. We do
it's funny. Too. It's funny you say that because for my readings, when they're in person, I do film them. Oh, hi, honey. My puppy is saying things. When I do it in person, I do film it and send it to the person. So if you guys wanted to film it and then we post it, I'd be down for that. But the website for that is Healing Medium Olya. So all spelled the right way. HEALING. I can't spell, so sorry. I'm trying to remember. Medium, MEDIUM, and then Olya, OLYA.com.
Perfect. Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, thank you, Olya. Sorry, I'm gonna make sure I say it right here.
Perfect.
For coming on today. To our audience, make sure you like, subscribe, and do all those little happy, fun stuff we want you to do. Anything else from you, Sarat?
No. I'm just happy that we got this going again. I'm glad. I'm glad you came on. I'm glad. Like I said, we do strive on having local artists, talent. I mean, you're a lot of things, to be honest with you, which is great. Definitely coming on board, and I'm gonna take you up on that medium thing. Hopefully, we can possibly check out one of your events. Especially, you said you have the two coming up here in August. If not, we definitely would love to have you on again. I know you're busy, and if that happens,
I would love to.
We can meet somewhere. It doesn't matter. So, thanks again for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And there's other shows too. I can message them to you later. So
okay, perfect.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, please do. All right. With that being said, and on that nice medium note, this has been the week review. Is Sean Rock. I am Sean the Notorious,
and it's your boy Rock the Mike. Peace.